How are you?
It's all good. Good. Pretty good. Yeah.
I was expecting Jim, to be honest.
Oh, yeah, I think we did some switching around because I was gonna do it yesterday and we just came back from the tour and I just kind of needed a day off to rest my voice, so we kind of swapped.
So you thought, let's do more interviews to rest your voice, right?
One day of rest is enough.
Absolutely. Okay, first of all, how was the tour?
Super fun and so exciting. It's just amazing to finally go out there with our songs and, yeah, perform them and catch new people. It's really, really great.
And what was the reception you received from the Caliban fans?
Pretty good. We are the very first support, so of course the venues aren't full yet.
Yeah.
But we make sure to be there at the merch and in the breaks between the other bands, and people come up to us and say, "Hey, I didn't even know you were playing, and I'm a fan now," or people saying, "I came extra for you and I loved it." So it's really, really, really cool.
And you know why I'm asking, right? Because what League of Distortion are bringing to the table is not, let's say, pure metal, although I hate making such distinctions. It's terrible, especially in art. But still, you have that package, let's say. But still, your music is not well defined. Sometimes you are pretty all over the place. So this is why I'm asking how, sometimes metalheads, we like to be laser focused and listen specific type of music.
Yes, you really notice some songs work better for the Caliban fans. And some are you're like they're just like looking at you and you're
what's happening, right?
Yeah, what's happening? Don't know what to do now. But that's pretty fun too.
Absolutely. Okay, let me start with the obvious question. How was the idea to form League of Distortion was born?
I had the idea and the vision of forming a band with friends I've known for years, for a very long time. And that was always kind of in the back of my mind. But I didn't take the time to really sit down and do it until the whole COVID stagnation started. And that's when it really, everything broke down, of course, no gigs, no tour planned. And then it was like, okay, this is the time. I'm going to use this time right now and sit down, work on ideas, get the boys together. And I've always had that in my back of my mind, and meeting new people was always like, oh, he could be well for the thing I have in my mind. So yeah, so it was actually more or less, Axe, our bass player, he was always by my side. He would have done any musical project, so I knew he was there. And then I asked Jim, and he was totally up for it too. And then Ian came along. Yep, so that's how it all started.
Did you have in mind already what type of music, where you would like to take your music? What is the direction?
The main direction, yes. The modern metalcore really was something that interested me because I really love it when the guitars are really low and it's rough and dark. So that was definitely something I wanted to aim for. Mm-hmm. But having the freedom of just mixing different influences, like poppy influences, I started layouting some of the productions myself and had some really trashy sounds in there, but some of them even stayed because it was kind of the vibe, and that's the realness. And we worked with the producer Hannes Braun from Kiss and Dynamite in the very beginning as well, and with Julian Breuker. And they just adapted what was good and added their magic to it. And I think that's also the reason why it's so different.
Yeah.
Christoph Michalek was part of the producers too. So we had 3 people who had their own ideas and their own style with our band ideas, and we had no limits. And it was like, if we liked it, it was good. And
so basically, League of Distortion was some sort of a music mixer.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far. But
that was a terrible thing to say. No. However, it's interesting because when you read the bio, right, you have Exit Eden, Jim has Kissing Dynamite, and you try in your mind to bring those two together, and you fail. It's something totally new, and this is what I like in League of Distortion. You bring something new, and I will ask later, but I think I will ask right now. I like the lyrics because you have an opinion and you say it out loud, and this is something I think is missing from music nowadays because people do not pay really attention to the lyrics. So, are you writing all the lyrics?
Yes, yeah, I write the lyrics, but I always talk back with the boys as well, with the band, because I know I'm standing in front, of course, but we are all standing there with this message, and I want everyone to feel the same and feel comfortable with the harsh words and also the deep topics. So I always had the backup and the trust as well to use harder words to get the attention, and also to not be afraid of what people might think or say by the way we phrase things. Although
it's good for people to think, as long as they express their opinions and they do nothing else, right? So I like.
Right. And they can. And you're absolutely right. And if they hate it, that's okay too, But of course, it is hard at times not to take the comments personal. But we know what we stand for. We want the people to wake up and to think, and that's definitely a good thing. Absolutely.
Yeah, and the first song I think that did that to me was "I'm a Bitch." Mm-hmm. Although I will also add "Sin" to that list. That was a really hard song to hear the lyrics, to listen what these were saying. I had a question for Jim, but I'm sure you know. Did he use a bouzouki in "I'm a Bitch" in the beginning?
It is a bouzouki sound. Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. This is why I like that, because you never know in your music when something new will come up. And so that's a good one. Who played the keyboards? Who did the arrangements for the electronics, the samplers, all of these things?
Our producers did all that. So we had Hannes Braun and Julian Breuker doing the main things on that term. And as I said, also Christoph Wiczorek being part of the production team.
And you had Christoph doing a guest singing with you, or did he also help with the songwriting?
He also helped with the songwriting, and especially also with "It Hurts So Good." So it was not only him featuring the song, but also him writing the song with us. So, and you know what? It wasn't actually planned from the very beginning to have him feature the song. But we thought it would be nice to have another extra vocally color on this record. And then it wasn't far to seek to ask him. And it was nice to get together again then. Production was done, but then getting together again for the video. And I really enjoyed that.
And when you approached the record label, did you have already the music or some of the music written?
Yeah, we had a few songs. And since I had worked with Napalm with Exit Eden, and also Kiss and Dynamite is working with Napalm. So, of course, that was the first address we checked out. And, we were surprised and happy that they liked, because it was different already, you know? A Bitch wasn't there yet, but the first few songs were already different, but they liked it that way and encouraged us to just do our thing. That was great.
Do you remember what songs you had them sample the music for League of Distortion?
I think It Hurts So Good was there already. Wolf or Lamb was in the very, very beginning. And also, Do You Really Think I Fucking Care? One of the risky ones.
That was it, yes. But at least it's good to show them the goods from the beginning and not say, well, we hold that thing for later.
Exactly.
And since you mentioned Wolf or Lamb, you had this. You have released in general 4 amazing videos, right? So first, what was the band's involvement in the making of the videos?
Yeah, we actually shot the video for Wolf or Lamb quite a long time. It was way before we released it. So nothing was really planned and fixed yet, but we were we want Wolf to be the first song, and we want to have a cool, very fucking cool video. And talking to the music producer Mirko Witzki, we had also worked with, and Kiss and Dynamite works with a lot, and he was totally diving into our universe and said, well, we need real wolves. And I was like, well, yeah, if you can manage that. And then he really got us 2 real wolves on set and had this whole kind of dark gothic atmosphere matching with Wolf or Lamb. So we all got involved, and working with the makeup artist really close with Kami was super, super fun. And that's what League of Distortion is about for us. Working with people we like, we appreciate, and really having and keeping this connection. Like we're still close connected, phoning and writing WhatsApps now and then. And it's like, it's nice. It's not just like a job done. It's like, it's kind of building up this family.
But at some point down the line, maybe it will become like a job, right? It will become, I don't like to use the word professional, but this is how the music evolves in a band. If you keep releasing, hopefully you keep releasing music, then how can you make sure that this will not happen and will keep that idea that you have, that approach that you have now?
I think we're all really loyal people, like in League of Distortion, and I think we can carry. I mean, now we're at the beginning, but once we get up there, we can maybe carry the people who helped us in the beginning and helped us out. I think this is really a give and take, and I can really see that going on a high level too. With the music, it's going to be very, very interesting how it will evolve, the second record, because now, of course, more people are watching, and you have expectations, which we didn't have for the first record. So, I'm excited about the creative process for the second album, too, already.
And maybe you will have less time available, maybe.
Maybe,
right?
Yeah, right.
Back to the lyrics for the title track, the LOD. So there is a line, but the Generation X baby's coming alive. So I thought, well, Generation X, well, good for them that are giving us the older, let's say, generation. So what do you try to say here?
I really had a lot of inspiration, especially for that track, from like the new metal tracks, from Limp Bizkit, for example. I had Rolling in my mind, and it was like, I really love the new metal era, and I love the songs with a lot of fuck, don't give a fuck. And that was kind of a reference to that, to the people listening to the new metal era, and also kind of course we are a modern band, we have a modern sound, but we kind of also have this old school new metal influence that we want to be out there again, because I just really love that music.
Yeah, absolutely. What are the plans for tours right now? You said that the tour ended with Caliban?
No, we are in the middle right now. Yeah, it's going to continue next weekend.
Because so I think I saw a posting that some of the days were cancelled.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we should have been there for 13 dates. Okay. Which we were really, really looking forward to. And actually, to be honest, I really thought until like last moment that this was going to happen. But then we had to cancel the shows during the week, so we're only taking place during the weekends now, and limited to 6 dates. Mm. It's just so hard. I really appreciate Caliban for their honesty here. People just don't, the pre-orders are just not good. People just don't buy tickets. They're scared of the concerts not taking place, and that's the whole problem. You don't buy a ticket because you're scared it's not going to take place, and that's why concerts aren't taking place, because the pre-orders don't look as promising. You know what I mean? So it's kind of a vicious circle. So I really, really try to encourage everybody to still get your ticket early, go to concerts, and if you can make it possible, it's such a great feeling to finally be on stage again, to be with the people again, to have this live experience. And it's such a shame if you miss out on that just because you're scared that the ticket you have to give it back and have that issues and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think all this uncertainty that came after the pandemic, yes, have made people to wait until the last day to get their ticket. And I understand how that it hurts the pre-sales, of course, of course. Do you have any idea what will happen with tours in 2023 for League of Distortion? Do you have any plans?
Yeah, we are working. We are actually also working on opportunities to kind of compensate the missing Caliban dates. Mm-hmm. So nothing I can tell you concretely, but stay tuned, and you'll probably see it in the next few days. And we're also planning on something in 2023.
Maybe it's too early, but have anyone mentioned the US crossing the Atlantic?
Not yet. I think the first step is Europe is definitely getting around in Europe, not staying in Germany as a German band, and not only doing Austria and Switzerland, but really, really getting out there through Europe. That's going to be the next step. And I mean, honestly, it would be an absolute dream for me to tour in the US. So I don't know how we can get that earlier, or it's not always that easy, but I'm going to do anything I can.
It's not. However, just by listening to the music of League of Distortion, I think you will get a lot of fans here because they like this new, the electronic stuff. There is all this mix. So, anyways, who am I to say that? Okay. Anything else? I mean, anything from Exit Eden? Anything else that you are working at the same time? Although I feel that you have all your energy in League of Distortion right now, just by looking at you.
I do. It's incredible. You know, it's really, I've had that in my mind for so long, and now also finally getting that on stage is just incredible. COVID was super hard for us because there was nothing to be planned, and I didn't know if we'll ever release the CD, and and now it's getting realer and just feels the way I hoped it would feel. And yeah, I really, League of Distortion is so great and such a big thing for me and for us that, yeah, all my energy is here. But Exit Eden, we haven't given up Exit Eden either. It's really also that is crazy that people still comment, still ask us about it, although we just released one record in 2017, you know. And I'm really also behind that because Exit Eden is very important to me, and the girls are still very important to me, and we definitely will have something coming there.
So you can have Kissing Dynamite, Exit Eden, and League of Distortion have your own tour, right? That will be easy.
That would be good. Good for me. That will be easy.
Anna, thank you very much for your time. Have a great rest of the shows, and have a great 2023, and hopefully we will see League of Distortion crossing the Atlantic.
That would be wonderful. Let's keep in touch.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Have a great
talking to you.
Thank you. Have a great evening.